Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Joey Galvez, one half of your host of Explain Yourself, and I want to let you guys know about a really cool book from our friend of the show, Eli Shockey. This one is called The Greylock, and it's a story where magic is a commodity. Potions are sold at corner stores. Orcs and dwarves earn a living in cubicles, not on the battlefields. But there are those who resist the house's magic's laws. Branded a criminal and forced to live as a wand for hire, there is a spell slinger they call the Greylock. Check this one out. You guys can pre-order issue 3 right now with code JAN241939, and make sure you guys are heading over to your favorite LCS and letting them know that you want Greylock number 3, and maybe pick up the first 2 issues. You could do that at the Scout web store. So make sure you guys are grabbing the Greylock number 3, JAN241939 at previewsworld.com.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame. I hate this movie so much. I actually want to jump off a bridge, perhaps, in Cardiff.
And joining us today from Newrealms Media is our good friend, Ryan Moore. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Hi, my name is Ryan Moore. I'm a photographer and videographer. I also have a podcast called Spoiler Alert, where me and my buddy Dustin Ribka break down the big ticket movies. Big ticket movies going on right now. And I suggested this for you guys, and I am beyond sorry. Because I am about ready to drop a video essay, a deep dive video essay on why I feel Christmas Vacation is the best comedy sequel ever made.
Yes. Which it is. But the sequel to it, not so much.
Oh, yeah. Story time. I saw this at Blockbuster Video, like, around 2003, 2004, whenever it came out. I was like, oh my god, this... I love Cousin A. What the hell? I'll rent it. 83 laugh-free minutes later, I want nothing to do with it. I blocked it out of my head. And when I was outlining the Christmas Vacation video essay, I was like, I'm going to have to watch Christmas Vacation 2 again. And so I created a little short film at the end of the video essay. It was like, I'm going to need backup. And of course, I knew of your Frosty Failures section. I was like, let's get Michael E. Cullen on this.
Yes. Yes. Sesame and I are here for all of the goodness that is bad Christmas and holiday movies. And we somehow torture ourselves, but never have we tortured ourselves this much, I don't believe.
I don't think so. I think, like I was just thinking, like, you ever see a movie so bad that it actually puts you in a bad mood? And I'm thinking, like, this one, and then also, actually, be honest, I actually think Tooth Fairy 2 is better than this movie. Which
it is.
I didn't think I would ever say that, but I think I found a movie worse than Tooth Fairy 2.
I've never seen Tooth Fairy 2, and compared to Christmas Vacation 2, Tooth Fairy 2 is The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Yes.
Tooth Fairy 2 is the Citizen Kane of direct-to-video sequels compared to this. It is the... Yeah, I do not know which hick is worse, though, in reality, and that's Randy Quaid or Daniel Whitney.
At least Larry the Cable Guy is a character.
Yes. Yeah. So, I guess we got our initial thoughts out of the way there. What we thought of this gem of a film. So let's jump in here, guys. Are you good with that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
So,
rip the fucking Band-Aid off.
so okay. Our story begins with a funny character from another movie. 3 other movies. Cousin Eddie, played by the funny Randy Quaid. Working at a nuclear facility of some sort. Alongside a chimpanzee who's smarter than him.
Get it?
And
Eddie's so dumb. Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
That's the whole joke of the movie. Eddie's so stupid. Sorry, just get that out of the way. Because we're going to hear that for 83 extra minutes.
Oh. And the thing is, there is a good setup in this scene. You have Cousin Eddie, a chimpanzee, and the late great Fred Willard. How is losing a job to a monkey painfully unfunny with all the comedic elements at play?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of encapsulates this whole film. You had elements here and there. They just missed the mark. Like there was a dartboard in a bar that they were hitting at, but somehow the dart hit the beauty shop across the street. That's basically what happened. So yeah, it's like,
and the beauty shop was an Asian woman that everyone gets mispronounces her name in a very racist way 5,000 times, and is sexually predated upon by multiple people. So,
yeah.
Yep.
I feel so fucking sorry for that actress.
I know.
I know.
So yeah, like I said, we start out here with Eddie and this chimpanzee named Roy. Roy, one of the better actors in the movie.
Yes.
I'm saving my favorite performance for later. He outperforms Eddie like all the time on everything. So Fred Willard, as his boss, fires him. And that makes Eddie sad, I guess.
Oh my god. But not before Cousin Eddie's son starts off the movie by talking exclusively in exposition dumps to his crush.
Yeah.
Explaining where everyone is because they can't pony up the dough for any additional original cast members. I'm pretty sure Chevy Karate Dog Chase looked at the script and was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere that Beverly D'Angelo said no to it. They offered her to be in it, and she said she had to stay in New York to help raise her kids or something.
I don't fucking blame her. I just watched Violent Night recently, and she's fucking great in it.
Is she?
Like, she made a good call. Like, yeah, stay the fuck away from Christmas Vacation 2.
Yeah. So yeah, and that whole that whole dump of background that we have at the beginning of the movie, the exposition dump, as Ryan called it. His crush there, this girl, who is acting. She's like yelling every one of her lines, worse than like a Disney or Nickelodeon kid in the 90s, and she's it's like somebody in a 5th grade play trying to make sure that their mom hears them in the back row.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the same with Third, the kid, as well. Like, I just want to give this fucking kid a fucking swirly.
Yeah,
I could not stand this kid at all.
It's interesting too because around this time, he was starring on Lizzie McGuire.
Wow.
Really?
I mean, I never really watched the show, but I looked him up to see what else he had done because I was curious, and he starred as Lizzie's younger brother on that show. So, so he was like one of the main cast members on that show.
And part of this exposition dump, as you called it, he says how he's the third boy in the family that was named after Clark for some reason.
Well,
why do they worship Clark in his family? Is he like a fallen idol or something?
Clark
like,
is a junior.
Yeah, Clark is a junior.
So he's the third.
That's what I mean. No, it's like
Clark's dad is Clark, and then Clark is, Chevy Chase's Clark is Clark the second or junior or whatever.
Oh, well, okay.
And then he's not really technically. I mean, he's Clark Griswold the third Johnson.
What? Okay, but he said that he said his mom. Yeah,
which makes no sense. But yeah, we do. I mean, we're kind of just gonna go all over the place with this, I bet. So
Yeah.
but
Let's get to Audrey.
Yeah,
because they brought Dana Barron, the original OG.
Yeah,
Audrey from Vacation '83.
Yes,
and she's the reason they live in the Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to talk about sexist jokes, Audrey's big thing is she cheats on married men.
Yeah.
And she's all verklempt and heartbroken over finding out the guy she was with was married.
And on top of that, the whole time it feels like Dana Barron is in a different movie than the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the characters all feel like they're in a different type of comedy. Yeah. It's not cohesive at all. There's no comic timing. There's no feeling of them all being in the same movie. That
goes to my next point, actually.
Yeah. What's that?
The vacation movies all were somewhat grounded in their humor.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like realistic situations. Like when you have... I'm trying to think of a great example. Like when Clark wants to share a beer with Russ. He has that conversation, and it comes out extremely awkward.
Yeah. And but it does feel like a real moment between a father and son. And
yeah.
It's not, forced like any of the father-son moments in this movie.
It's not a monkey biting Cousin Eddie's ass or snots farts, which the first time you hear it, it's not funny, but they keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. I'm like, we get it. Snots as farts smell. For fuck's sake, stop this fucking joke.
But you know what? I'm giving my MVP of acting to Snots.
Yes. Yes.
I think the best actor in the film. My dad and I watched this movie, and he said, and the only time he laughed was at like the first time the dog farted, which is just because it's childish, guffawing humor that we all want to laugh at. But yeah, eventually it got tiresome. But it's just like,
dude, and plus too, like this whole movie felt like just all madcap. Like, but no real substance. It was like, oh, you remember Vacation when it had these weird things in it? Oh, you remember European Vacation? Oh, do you remember Chris's Vacation? Cool. So we're gonna take all of like the funny physical comedy part, and we're just gonna make the whole movie around that. And we're not gonna use Chevy Chase because he's actually really good at that. We're gonna use Randy Quaid, who, in my opinion, I've lost all respect. I've already lost respect for him as a person years ago. But like as an actor, I'm like, he's okay. Now I'm like, I don't even know, dude. I'm like, why? No, like making these dumb little faces and like, I'm Cousin Eddie. I'm stupid. Let's play that up for laughs. And oh my god, the fucking bathroom scene with all the water that was like lasting like 5 straight minutes. That's the other thing. the pacing of this film is so fucking terrible. That scene
Yeah.
goes on for like 5-7 minutes. Also, too, the end with the plane landing scene was like 10 straight minutes. I'm like, okay, we get it. He can't land the plane. We get it. You
This
don't need to
movie
keep-
is 83 minutes long, and it
Yeah.
feels like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It does. Oh my god.
And speaking of previous movies too, though, we do have Eric Idle from European Vacation,
Oh god, yeah, it's this
Yeah.
stupid gag.
and
And he's
basically-
just there.
he's just there, yeah,
Yeah.
and he's just there at the beginning before they go to that other vacation, and then we never see him again. So
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, they would have been better off maybe bringing him on to the vacation with them or something, and maybe would have got some kind of laughs out of the two of them together, but not the whole like, oh, we're hurting him again and again and again kind of humor, which
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
European Vacation, remember?
yeah,
Yeah, I do
Remember
remember.
European Vacation?
yeah.
Remember Eric Idle?
It's like
Yeah, I
The
do
cheapest
remember.
actor we could get from this franchise?
it's like remember the basically what this whole movie is, and that too is like you take a side character, whether it be Eric Idle's character or the bigger character of Eddie, and you make their character broader in a movie, and it doesn't work. It's like it'd be like making like we're gonna make a movie like you remember Teen Wolf?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna make a movie just about Styles.
Eddie is one of those characters that's good in small doses.
Mhm.
Like this is a point I make in my video essay. You cannot do Christmas Vacation without Cousin Eddie. You take him out of the movie, it's about a fucking boomer whining and moaning about having an in-ground pool in his house.
Exactly,
Right.
and him, and that's why I think I have issues with European Vacation because there's no Cousin Eddie. Because I mean I like him in. I mean I'm one of the few people that really love Vegas Vacation.
Oh
I
god.
love Vegas Vacation.
A lot of people don't like it for some reason.
It's the lowest rated on Rotten Tomatoes, and I
Yeah.
don't know why.
my least favorite is European.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like the other movies.
Yeah.
Plus Griswold is spelled wrong in that movie.
Is it?
Yeah, they spelled it
wow.
with an A instead of an O.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for some reason. But yeah, and that always bothered me. I don't know why. This first time I noticed it, then I couldn't unnotice it.
Well, yeah, there you go.
So,
Like,
so
damn
I
it.
like to think it's in an alternate universe where that's a different Clark Griswold and family. So yeah, so back to the quote unquote plot of this movie. So Eddie goes back to get his severance check and gets bit on the ass by a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
One of the most painfully telegraphed jokes I've ever seen in my life.
Uh-huh. They showed his butt like it was like, I don't know. Like the beginning of a porn film or something. And I don't know what they were doing, but it was like they were telegraphing it totally. Like it's like, hey, look at this guy's ass. Something's gonna happen.
Compare this to The Simpsons, where Skinner is bent over and Bart has Lisa's anabolic steroid tomato. And Bart is genuinely conflicted about doing this. And he just goes ahead and does it.
Yeah.
And the payoff is worth it because there's that inner conflict with Bart.
Mm-hmm. And this comes out of nowhere. I mean, Roy's supposed to be a smart chimpanzee, and I know he doesn't supposedly like Eddie. If we're gonna, make Roy a character with, human emotions and everything, it's just like conflict for the sake of conflict, and it doesn't make sense. And
Exactly.
yeah, it's really bad. But yeah, so he bites his ass, and they're worried that he might sue. We get Doctor from St. Elsewhere in there, Stephen First randomly, who I noticed something. Nathan First did the music for this, and Stephen First appears in it. I do not know if they're related, but there's a chance.
Yep.
So, yeah. he's playing a doctor who, in my canon, he's still the same doctor that he was on St. Elsewhere, who also appeared on Scrubs. So, in my opinion, this movie takes place in the same universe as Scrubs.
It also takes place in the Vacation universe because it directly ties into most of the Vacation movies. They bring up key events like the trip to Walmart and Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, and
Eric Idle.
And it also falls into the Tommy Westphall universe of where everything is interconnected in the whole like world of cinema and television. So because of St. Elsewhere, so I don't know if you're familiar with that at all, Ryan.
Oh yeah. I was big on St. Elsewhere.
Yeah, but you're familiar with the Tommy Westphall universe theory.
The snow globe shit. Yeah.
Yep. So everything does take place, and this so this does take place in that universe then. So there's like a connection between this and like Doctor Who and Degrassi Junior High, you know. So it's all in the same universe. So that makes me feel a little bit better, right?
Don't tarnish Doctor Who with.
So
Doctor Who is too good for this shit.
Yes.
No. This is better, right? No. I'm trying to convince myself that I didn't like waste 83 minutes of my life or whatever it was, 73 minutes. I don't know. So
well, I wasted more because I got confused a couple weeks ago and I thought we were going to be doing it. So I watched it thinking we were going to do it the next day. And I was like, oh, God damn, I'm going to have to watch this a second time because I'm not going to remember much.
Jeez. I'm sorry, Matt.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I should be the one apologizing.
So he gets bit on the ass, and they think he's going to get. They think that he might sue them, which he's an idiot. So why would he even think of that? But they send him off onto a vacation, a paid Christmas vacation, so they don't have to, because that's going to satisfy them. Because
with the hilarious fucking green screen, laughably bad green screen.
Oh God!
Oh yeah. So,
in which they crash, and you see the painfully bad green screen when they do crash.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh!
And that, even when they're riding too with the dumbass. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm not getting pissed off. Just thinking about it.
It doesn't matter. Go ahead and say whatever you want because
when he catches a shark or not catches when he, he's fishing and he's doing his Randy Quaid dumb fucking faces and all this bullshit, and he like an idiot he wraps the thing around his neck and then he's like, oh, I'm being pulled into the water, and they're all like, oh my God, and blah blah blah, and the shark is pulling the boat backwards. Which, actually would be a good thing because that way they could probably get back to shore instead of being lost at sea. But fine, no matter. And then like Ed Asner. Oh, by the way, so like there's this whole fucking bullshit scene where they get to they fly. I can't even. I'm like losing my mind here. So they get to the. I'll just talk about that later. Anyway, so they're on the boat, and then like hit the gas. So Ed Asner, hits the gas and it pulls the shark forward and blah blah blah. And finally Eddie's able to get the hook out or whatever, and then he doesn't die, which I wish he would have actually gotten eaten by the shark, but and then that's when they hit the rock. But this whole time you see this dumbass green screen for this whole boat ride. Oh my God. It was 2003, so I guess
it was bad for
little fair.
It was bad for 2003. I know it was a made for TV movie, but still, it was bad. It would have been like acceptable on a sitcom on TV, maybe, or like Saturday Night Live, but not this. At that time, that's the other thing you mentioned here. Two words that I never thought should be associated with this movie: Ed and Asner.
Yep.
Ed Asner is too good for this shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did he take this role?
It's got to be money or something. That's my only thing.
But still, you got
I'd like to think Ed Asner is not this broke.
I know.
Yeah, there's no way that. Come on. You got your legacy to look after, even if they do offer you money. You got to think. I was in Christmas Vacation 2, playing one of the slimiest, creepiest characters ever.
Oh, let's get to that point. Oh my God. This
that?
dude needs to be on
Who's
a
that?
sex offender registry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. He was the slimiest.
Compare this to Vacation 83. Not to interrupt your point.
Oh,
compare this to Vacation 83 when Clark is seeing Christy Brinkley. That works because he's kind of a dork. And when he's given the opportunity to fuck Christy Brinkley, he's repentant about it. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, he didn't think he was going to go. She was going to ask him to fuck, basically. And he's truly repentant about the situation. Whereas you have both Third and Uncle Nick, aka Ed Asner, just practically circle jerking when the fucking hot Asian girl is half nude and we see side boob.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
I just.
Oh,
I just. Ed Asner. He's won daytime. Not. He was nominated for daytime Emmys, but he's won primetime Emmys, Golden Globes, TV Land Award.
I mean,
Um,
everything he's been in, I liked. I mean, he was Johnny Lawrence's stepdad in Cobra Kai, and he played that role. Yeah.
And it's like one of those Mandela effect roles in Cobra Kai that you could have swore Ed Asner was in those original films, and he's not.
Yeah.
That's how well he slots beautifully into that show.
It's just like, why? I mean, he's the guy in Up. I mean,
Yeah.
How?
Exactly. He was also in Dead to Me season 1. He was good in that.
Yeah. Not to mention. I mean, he was freaking in Mary Tyler Moore. One of the greatest.
I just love how we're all going psychotic over Ed Asner being in this movie.
I know.
I'm literally crying here, guys. Okay. Anyway,
But yeah, I mean, like, okay, so I can, defend Clark the Third here a little bit because he's probably going through puberty, blah blah blah. So, 2003, so, but like, fucking Uncle Nick here being like 80 years old and doing this shit, and it looks like they both like came at the same time, which is really creepy. Because you're like relatives, and you're okay, whatever, and then. Yeah.
So Ed Asner being in this movie would have been like, randomly in Tooth Fairy 2, Marlon Brando showing up or something. I'm just saying.
Oh God, yeah, Marlon Brando. Wow.
No, Robert De Niro in Tooth Fairy 2.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Oh my God. So we're kind of jumping around, but yeah. So when they get to there's this dumb thing where, the whole Eric Idle thing, Eddie keeps knocking shit around and he falls through the scanner thing where they, scan the bags through the whatever you call it, that thing at the airport.
The
and
TSA
then
thing or whatever, yeah.
And he does it a few times, then they're in the plane, and then Eddie's like, look at all those people, they look like ants down there, and like Clark the Third's like, they are ants. We haven't left. Actually, I did like that line a little bit.
Yeah, that was probably the only time I laughed.
The only time in the movie. Yeah.
I was stone-faced throughout this movie. I laughed more at Vacation 2015 rewatching all these for my video than I did this entire
I actually
movie.
kind of like 2015 too. Don't kill me. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's flawed, but I like it to a point. So
Charlie Day and Chris Hemsworth deserve better vacation movies.
Oh yeah, actually everybody involved in that movie deserved a better vacation movie, and the audience did too. But I still bought it for my collection. I don't know if I'm going to buy this one like Ryan did.
I'm returning this.
Are you returning it? Okay, good.
I tried to rent this actually once in 2000 and I think it was early 2014 actually at Family Video, and I was spared the torture because there was a scratch in the DVD and it only worked for like the first 10 minutes of the movie. I was kind of glad actually because even the first 10 minutes I was like, I don't think this is going to be a good movie. And just by the music alone, because it sounded like it was done on like a Casio keyboard, and I was like, wow, they couldn't even afford like a real like music here. It had to be like shitty synthesizer music. Like,
Oh my god, yeah.
Done by
sounded
Nathan
so
First,
bad.
who may or may not be related to Stephen First.
Well, it very well could be, or just could be a coincidence.
Yes.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Speaking of music, there's a scene where the music completely drowns out Cousin Eddie.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
And
which might not be a bad thing.
I think
but
I think they were going for a joke with that, but I don't think it worked. Like most of the jokes in this movie. But
oh my god, dude! Like, I'm getting so pissed off. So like, like the shark scene where they hit the rock, right? So Eddie gets his head thrown at her, and then Catherine goes, "Eddie, where's the rest of you?" It's like, was that some weird reference to that Ronald Reagan film from like the 30s? Like, that's a weird deep cut there. Like, no pun intended.
I
but
doubt that.
well, okay, good. I hope not, because I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. Anyway,
I doubt anybody involved in this film actually saw another movie ever.
I don't think so. I think they looked like they actually came from an island that was uninhabited, and they're like, that was their first idea of coming up with a movie script. And they're like, here it is. They're like, cool. So what we gotta do? Yeah, we're gonna make a bunch of racist stereotypes by like not being able to like pronounce an Asian woman's name. By calling it like Mickey Mookie or Licky Licky or oh my god, I just want to like murder them. I swear to God, like.
And we get it. Mecca is hot.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah. Okay, like.
And so I have a theory now about the writing of this movie. Okay, Roy the chimpanzee. There's that theory that if you put a bunch of chimpanzees with a typewriter in a room for long enough, they might write Hamlet. I think along that way, before they get to Hamlet, they write this movie first.
Yeah, it's like a transitional period. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
And this was actually written by the producer Maddie Simmons, who produced all of the vacation movies.
Well, that's a different skill set entirely. So
yeah, when I saw that, and I'm like, really? Did you not watch the movies that you produced?
Exactly.
Just because you're a house painter doesn't make you Michelangelo, and just because you're Michelangelo doesn't make you a house painter. Totally different skill sets.
So anyways, back to the plot here. They get to the island, and some stuff happens. They meet Muka Luka Mickey, whatever her name is, Milwaukee.
Well, she's from Milwaukee.
Yeah, but that's what they call her at times. So, yeah, they meet her and see what. Okay, as a writer myself, I would have made her or somebody else turn out to be a villain, and maybe you would have had a decent, plot to follow here. But that's just me.
Well, without jumping ahead, he kinda is.
Well, to Audrey, yes. But I mean, like, maybe there would have been some kind of other twist, that was pertinent to the plot, and not just have her there as a woman for Ed Asner to try to make out with and stuff.
Sexual assault on camera, and oh my god, I can't believe too that National Lampoon's actually put their stamp of approval on this as well. Like, wow,
National Lampoon has no quality control whatsoever. Yeah, there are only 3 good non-vacation National Lampoon movies: Animal House, Loaded Weapon 1, and Van Wilder.
Yes. And Maddie Simmons, though, at the time, owned National Lampoon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And no wonder you could just feel Maddie Simmons jerking off whenever he's writing about Mukalaka Mickey.
Yeah. Yeah. So, which, by the way, I'm going to name my first child. I don't plan to ever have children, so don't worry about that.
I'm not even sure if that's her real name.
No, because they never
keep fucking it up.
Yeah.
It's like, the whole racist gag of like, oh, we can't it's like, you know what? Fuck you. Like, if you could pronounce like long ass German names and Russian names, you think you can get one Asian name correct. Like, really? But like, whatever. And then it's like, that's part of the joke. Get it? It's like, no. See, we go back to the idea of satire. Okay, so like, when you make like a quote racist joke, but you're doing it to make fun of the people who are racist, that's different than just be like, she's Asian, she got a funny name, right? Get it? It's like, no, I don't get it. Explain it to me. I want you to say the words so you can out yourself. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
this is the type of movie geeks and gamers would call a masterpiece.
and these are the same people who do not realize that the stupid person in the movie is Eddie. They're the same people that think Archie Bunker is the hero of All in the Family.
Right, or Al Bundy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize that the stupid things are being said by the stupid people.
But at the very least, Archie Bunker and Al Bundy are fully three-dimensional characters.
Yes.
There is not a single one-dimensional character. Like you guys said, Snots is the only three-dimensional character of the film.
Yes.
I mean, he's more useful. He pees on the fire to take it out, let it, put it out, and he, sort of, kind of helps the boar try to kill Eddie, but is unsuccessful at doing so, and which would have been good for the movie. But unfortunately, Eddie killed the boar by accident, of course. And
so,
my God, I'm gonna have like an aneurysm. So I just want to bring attention to the point of when they first get to the island or whatever, and how like immediately they're like assaulting the women who are putting like lays over their head or whatever, or their necks.
Yeah.
And then that's like our first indication of like, oh boy, here we go. Like, we're gonna get the jokes about like, yeah, let's just keep kissing them, and oh my God, and the dumbass scene with the island where Eddie's just eating like a pig, and he's like, "Oh, deep fried eel, deep fried." Get it? Yeah, I get it, because you're Eddie and you eat deep fried everything. How about you eat a deep fried cyanide pill and you just chew on it, and then save us the trouble.
It wouldn't do anything to him, obviously, because he's got a plate in his head.
Oh, that's right, the nuclear waste. Yeah,
and he's got a plate in his head that's somehow a bug zapper now too.
Yeah, and they run that joke into the ground too.
Yeah,
I know. It's like
it wasn't even funny the first time.
No. And so we also get the introduction of this character, Melbourne Jack, who's a Australian, guy who looks like that one
Paul Hogan.
Yeah, he looks like Paul Hogan wannabe, played by Julian Stone, who was the first Jerry Jacks on General Hospital. I used to watch that show, so that's why.
Again, another actor that looked at this and was like, "Nah, fuck this, mate."
Yeah, I'm sure Paul Hogan was offered the role first, and I'm sure every other Australian actor in the world was, and then Julian Stone had been replaced as this character on General Hospital and needed something to do, I'm sure. Yeah.
And she's the love interest for Audrey.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Yeah, go ahead with that one.
Oh, boy. Audrey, I'd love to imagine Juliette Lewis getting the script for this.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see Juliette Lewis's reaction to getting this script. She would probably straight up murder Maddie Simmons in her sleep if she got this script. Because what we find out is that Mecca is married to Audrey's ex that she was crying about. Audrey, in any of the movies, was never this pathetic. Like, even when she was dating Billy Zabka in European Vacation, she wasn't pathetic.
I mean, she had that whole thing where she was missing him the whole time, and they kind of took that thread and pulled it too hard, and created this new persona for Audrey, which, I mean, I know Audrey's different in every movie, basically, but still, because the point of those characters, that's another character. It's like, you didn't need to bring Audrey in here to expand on her character, honestly.
All right.
Yeah.
Going back to what I said about taking Cousin Eddie on Christmas vacation. You can't take Cousin Eddie on Christmas vacation, but you can sure as shit take Audrey on Christmas vacation too. She adds nothing to this role.
No.
Aside from giving them shelter.
And like I said earlier, her more than any other character felt like she was in her own movie. Like there was this whole other plot going on, and her lines of dialogue belonged in that movie. and along with other dialogue that might have developed her character and made it actually kind of funny. She wasn't doing that bad of a job acting. It was just
there was no direction.
Yeah.
Like Miriam Flynn in the film is trying to make this script work, but it's the direction that fails her. It's the direction that fails Dana Barron. It's the direction that fails Randy Quaid.
I mean, they're all like, I mean, Miriam Flynn is like a well-trained comedic actress, you know, and she's a great actress, honestly. She's great in the Vacation movies, the other ones. And, you know, she was with Second City and other things that I'm looking up right now. And it's just like, how do they squander her and Ed Asner and even Randy Quaid? You know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, say what you will about Randy Quaid's politics, but the dude has range with a capital R. Mm-hmm. This is a guy who will do comedy, will do action films, will do hard dramas. Like, he was actually a great character actor in his heyday.
I mean, he played Lyndon Johnson in a movie decently, and then, you know, he was great in Independence Day. He's, you know, it's...
Oh, yeah. Independence Day, and also, too, he was in Midnight Express back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And he was in
he played one of the prisoners.
The Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know. It's hard to stomach the fact that so much was squandered in this movie.
Sorry,
yes.
I burped. Sorry,
it's okay. So what else? What else happens in this? I don't know if one of you guys want to kind of take.
Want to go, Ryan? You want to go?
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. So the director of this movie.
There's a director on this movie?
Yeah, supposedly. I just had to look up what else he's quote unquote done. Nick Mark, M-A-R-C-K, I guess that's Mark. Mark, I don't know.
Yeah, anyways, I'm looking at the back of the DVD cover as we speak that I bought solely for a prop, and I'm returning immediately.
Yeah, he worked on a number of episodes of Veronica Mars, Northern Exposure, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and The Wonder Years. Also episodes of Monk, Gilmore Girls, Malcolm in the Middle, Dawson's Creek, The X-Files, Charmed, and also directed 2 films. This one and The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Story.
What?
Okay.
In 1998.
He could barely do Christmas Vacation 2. How the hell did he land something involving the Jungle Book?
Yeah, and this is not a good one, though, by the way. This is the Walt Disney Presents movie that stars stars Brian Doyle Murray from the other Vacation movies as Baloo. Fred Savage is a narrator. And you have...
What?
Yes. I've seen this, and I think I need to cover it for the podcast sometime. There is... I'm looking... Oh, this kid, Brandon Baker, plays Mowgli, and he was... he was in the Disney Channel movie Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so... This is the pedigree we have of the director. I mean, he did direct some... It's weird. He somehow was able to direct, like X-Files and even Dawson's Creek, which is a decent, drama show. I just don't get how he could direct any of those things that, in like Monk and whatnot, that had at least things that were watchable, as opposed to this. I don't know. Oh, boy. Yeah.
This is easily like top 5 worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Let me put it to you like this. Hillary's America is a far better movie than this. There's a scene in Hillary's America where Woodrow Wilson is watching Birth of a Nation, and then the Klansmen from Birth of a Nation literally jump out of the screen, and Woodrow Wilson the reenactor that plays Woodrow Wilson is following the Klansmen out that jumped out of the screen, and he's giving them this, hey, baby, look, at the end. At least that's a choice. There is nothing resembling a choice in Christmas Vacation 2.
No.
When Dinesh D'Souza does a better movie than you fucked up.
And somehow his movie was less political too. Oh wait, I'm joking.
No.
No. I don't know. But I bet you Randy Quaid loved Dinesh's movie. So
Yeah, maybe. Possible. Who knows at this point though? He might not even, I don't know.
yeah.
So you want to get to the whole they build a house bullshit and then the house falls down.
Oh
and then,
my fucking god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, they build a house out of palm trees and whatnot.
And if you want to talk about telegraphed jokes,
yeah,
this is probably the longest telegraphed joke ever committed to film.
There was a missed opportunity with the joke too.
Yeah, what
they should have. Okay, so they're gonna like christen the house with this like alcoholic drink that Eddie makes, and they have it in a coconut, and they swing it to hit the house. The house should have fallen then, not when they were all inside of it. I know that they were trying to trick you, like, oh, you think it's gonna fall now, but the thing is, go with your gut instinct and just go with the first joke.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's the problem with this movie. There was numerous times where it was like, they should have had a joke there, but they didn't. Even bad movies, you kind of want there to be like certain beats that will hit there, and it's still a bad movie, but it's not, horrible. Where this just kind of like, it's like I said, they're throwing darts at a bar and they hit the beauty shop across the street.
I still stand firm that if Blumhouse's Truth or Dare were marketed as a comedy, it'd be one of my favorite films of that year.
Yeah.
Instead, they marketed it as a straight-up horror movie.
I mean, I have yet to see it, but from what I understand, it's basically Groundhog Day, right? Oh, not Truth or Dare.
That's Happy Death Day.
No, I'm sorry, never. That's Happy Death Day. Yeah,
I get those all fucking better.
I get those all confused. So yeah, because I haven't seen half of them. I got kind of blummed out. So I don't know what else. What else do we have to say about this? Anything here, Matt?
I don't know, man. Actually, if I'm being totally honest, I didn't actually see the last 5 minutes of it when he was trying to land a plane because I couldn't. I had to stop it for some reason. I don't remember why. And then I didn't. So did he eventually land a plane, or did he hopefully crash it and then like killed everyone on board?
He sadly landed the plane.
Okay.
And he gave the air traffic controller guy some kind of mental issue where he couldn't talk. He was in shock.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's a stuttering mess.
Yeah.
And he sees Cousin Eddie, and he freaks the fuck out.
He runs away, and then Catherine says, "Oh, God bless you, Eddie. You saved him," or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You sure have a way with words, or whatever the hell she said.
Yeah. Okay. He's got a way with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, what was better comedy to me is a video that Randy Quaid made in 2020 when all of the election fraud conspiracy theories were coming out. And he made some bizarre video with like a black light in the background or something like that. And he was like doing this weird like drone tone. And he was like, then at one point he just goes like, makes this weird sound with his mouth. Like that was better comedy, this entire movie right there. So, and
yeah.
I looked at a lot of those videos for the Christmas Vacation video.
I'm sorry.
He made more than one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, there's a video where he's like in full-on psychotic mode, and there's a bunch of flashing red and blue lights, and he's like, Donald Trump is the greatest president ever! He's talking like he's a WWE wrestler.
Oh, that's the one I saw, with the red lights and shit.
Yeah.
And at one point he goes, makes this weird sound like he's like a lizard or some shit. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
maybe he's a reptilian. Maybe he was accidentally letting out his reptilian self. You know?
Yeah.
Did you ever see those
Illuminati
videos?
confirmed.
Yeah, the Illuminati. You ever see those videos where like they freeze frame it and they're like, "This is when the person was shaping back into their true reptilian form." It's like, no, you
No.
hit pause at the right time, you fucking idiot. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're all at a loss for
So-
words here.
yeah,
So I looked up on IMDb. There is one 10-star review for this movie.
really? Come on.
I have yet to read it, so it's probably a joke.
It's probably sarcastic. Yeah.
Yes. But 10 out of 10, this person who is EDASH941 wrote in December of 2003, shortly after this movie came out. The Christmas folly hasn't been milked away. Many people will think this was a terrible movie because it didn't have Chevy Chase in it. And
Nope,
it was
that's
a
not the
TV
reason why.
movie. I tell you what, this movie is a new classic. Randy Quaid was great as his famous character cousin Eddie Johnson, and other familiar faces return as well to reprise Catherine and Vacation 1's Audrey Griswold. The plot was a little silly, but that's what Eddie is. A silly man who's not all that bright. The slapstick comedy wasn't over-flooding the movie. However, Eric Idle does a great job at his slapstick approach as the accident-prone Englishman from Vacation 2. If you need a good laugh, this movie will do it for you. It will never replace Christmas Vacation 1, but it'll tickle your funny bone.
Okay.
Here I was I couldn't even hold back laughter.
I know.
I'm angry at this person. Okay,
I
wait a
am
minute.
too.
So accident prone. What do you mean? Other people are the ones causing his accidents. He's
Eric
not.
Idle is literally only in Christmas Vacation 2 for like 20 seconds tops.
And that's why it works.
And he's not the one causing his accidents, though. He's not the one who's accident prone.
No.
Eddie was the one knocking him over. And the same thing with Clark, was hitting him with his car and shit. That's not, so
He's
that's
the
a terrible
butt of the
review.
joke.
Yeah, it's a terrible review, and it's also not factual as well. What to say,
If that-
slapstick was not beat to death? Are you kidding me? The whole
If that
movie was
review came out today, it would be like, best of all, this movie is non-woke.
yeah, exactly. It's not woke because they make fun of the Asian lady's name and then they sexually assault her. It's not woke. Yeah, okay.
Which is why I love it that the alt-right is embracing Top Gun Maverick, blissfully ignoring the fact that if Phoenix or the black guy even so much as coughed on Maverick, they'd be making woke Top Gun goes full woke videos all across YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what did they say recently? What movie was it? They saying like they liked it because it wasn't woke. And what was it? It was
Top Gun Maverick.
So I know that one, but there was another movie what they were saying. It was actually it was one of the Marvel shows. They said it wasn't woke, and that's why they liked it better than the other ones. Or
I think they were talking. Maybe it was Loki.
No, it was after that. It was one of the newer ones Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh,
They were saying it wasn't woke, and that's why they liked Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm like, no, they liked it because it's objectively a good movie. That's why.
Yeah, and I hate to break it to them, it is actually a woke film, but that's what yeah.
Yeah, the crux of the film is all three Peter Parkers trying to rehabilitate their respective villains.
Yeah, I think that's kind of woke, but whatever.
Not to mention the fact that you have a multi-diverse cast in that movie, but that's
That's the thing. That's the brilliance of it. They snuck woke into the movie to trick the anti-wokesters into not thinking it was woke. So,
okay.
I mean, I don't know if that was your
Morbius.
intention.
It's Morbius.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one they were gassing up, is Morbius.
Oh, it was Morbius? Oh, of
Yeah.
course. We'll do something like that.
We have a fun spoiler alert on that one.
Awesome.
That's
I have not
shameless
seen it, but I
cross-promotional.
don't care. I've already watched the review of it. I already know what happens, but I have not seen it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I had the theater screening Sony wish they had when they re-released Morbius because of the memification of it
Yeah.
opening night. We had the time of our lives. We were ripping the movie when Jared Leto first comes out as Morbius. Everyone was laughing their asses off. This was the most fun theater experience I ever had. Was Morbius opening night.
That is until next week when I'm renting out a whole theater and we're gonna watch A Christmas Vacation too.
no, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
This would be like CIA torture.
Yeah, totally. Like,
we should rent out a theater and then just invite people and don't tell them what movie we're gonna show them.
oh God. Then lock the doors. No one can leave.
No, we're evil right now.
No.
I know.
Yes.
You have to stay for all 83 minutes, then like
we
you
rent
like
the theater.
$100.
We rent the theater, play the movie for everybody else. We lock the doors, leave them in there, and we go watch a different movie.
Yeah.
No,
An 83-minute movie.
Yes.
Then,
First screening of Avatar: The Way of Water, baby.
yeah, exactly. All right, I've been waiting for this, and it's like fucking Eddie. God damn it. I don't know what to say. What else to say about this? Is there anything else to say? I mean,
I mean, obviously we didn't cover everything in the movie, but
I think we did for the most part.
We did for the most part, but I'm just saying that. But I don't think we have to either. So
well, you don't, because much like the Christmas Project, that's another point I wanted to make. I didn't write any notes down, so I'm just riffing from what I remember. But that's one of the things I want to mention. So, like Christmas Project, we reviewed that recently, 2016 film by Covenant Pictures or whatever it's called. I think it's a Mormon-based, or at least led by Mormons, not necessarily by the church, but people who happen to be Mormon, I think. I'm not sure. But it was like the movie just comprised like scenes, and they just cobbled it together to make a movie. And that's how this felt like. It was like scenes. But they just made separate scenes. They're like, how about we just make a movie where we just take these scenes and we just kind of put them together, and hopefully it'll, approximate, a plot or something like that.
I would rather watch The Christmas Project like 10,000 more times before I ever.
Yeah,
watch
well, me
this movie
too.
again.
I haven't seen A Christmas Project, and that sounds like a way better fucking movie.
It is.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
It actually has some character development and characters you kind of care about. Not done well, but it's better than this. Yeah, I definitely rather watch Christmas Mail or Jingle All the Way 2 or some of the other ones that we've covered.
Jingle All the Way 2.
I'd rather watch music than this again.
Yes.
Music.
Wait, what's that?
Music is the movie written and directed by Sia about the nonverbal autistic white girl, and she's playing it as, to quote Kirk Lazarus from Tropic Thunder, full retard.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Like, within the first minute and 33 seconds, I was like, I made the biggest mistake in my fucking life. Because she's coming out, she's doing dirt face throughout this number. She has what looks like to be black face on her.
Oh my god.
And braided hair, and she's doing hip-hop dances and taking selfies and shit. I'm like, oh my god, I made a big fucking mistake.
Well, I think we made a
But it made for good comedy, so...
I mean, I like some of Sia's music, so I'm kind of like a little bit disappointed,
It's okay. You can still like the music.
I mean, I like some of her songs.
Yeah.
I don't think I've listened to like a full album. Is that the one? Okay, so I guess she doesn't realize that like the vast majority of autistic people are like fully functional. Like that's like a stereotype that like every single one or even most is like completely like, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Even if that's the case, so what? They're still human beings. They, it's like.
And the only person who seemed to care about this movie and the character was Maddie Ziegler, the girl who plays the titular music.
Mm.
She's like, are you sure? She was trying to talk Sia away from this. But Sia was all about directing her as, in the words of Kirk Lazarus, full retard.
Wow.
And Ziegler's a decent actress, so I don't know.
Yeah, I saw her in The Fallout.
Yeah.
She's won my Most Improved award this year.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyways, any final thoughts from either one of you on Christmas Vacation 2?
No, I want
You
to.
know damn well this gets no stars, and may God have mercy on its soul.
I want to put this out of my memory. Like,
Well, every year from now on, we're gonna rewatch this movie and reevaluate it.
no,
No, okay, never mind.
I would rather watch the Star Wars Christmas special on acid and DMT at the same time while having Joe Rogan's podcast playing in the background while talking about and then,
Yes.
yes,
That actually sounds like a way more irritating experience.
it does, especially with
Well, it's a Joe
the
Rogan
stir-
experience.
well, it's a Joe Rogan experience, especially with the stir and the creepy grandfather who's watching the pornography for a kids movie. Anyway, and on softcore pornography with the weird virtual reality shit thing he's got going on, and
Something tells me Joe Rogan would like
I just love the pure coke-fueled insanity of the Star Wars holiday
I
special.
know. I mean, I still watch it every Christmas now as like my new tradition, but I watch it with my niece because I played it to her in 2020 Christmas, and she's like, "Whoa!" Like,
You're a good uncle there, Matt.
Yeah.
You're a good uncle.
Uncle of the year.
Yes. So, yeah, something tells me though that Joe Rogan would enjoy Christmas Vacation too.
probably unironically enjoy
Yes.
it. Like, that's great. It's not woke. Yeah, take some more steroids and die.
Yeah.
Fuck, anyway.
The last thing.
How can anyone sit through 3 hours of Joe Rogan? I tried, couldn't do it.
Mister, the
I
last
couldn't
thing
even
you did
watch-
of any significance was news radio in the 90s. So
Yeah, exactly. 30 fucking years ago or something. And then
He's dead fucking last in the funny rankings on news radio. Andy Dick is funnier than he is on news radio.
and Andy Dick's got some problems too. But
And news radio, by the way, is my favorite television show.
It's a really good.
I love news radio,
and it hurts me every time I watch it that Andy Dick and Joe Rogan are involved in that cast. but I kind of separate them from the characters, so I'm good. So it's like, oh, so hard to do. That's what I want to do someday, is a news radio rewatch podcast. But one day when I have all the free time in the world.
And then you can
have so many sub-series ideas that I wish I had more time for.
I know. Speaking of sub-series, make sure we'll let Ryan plug all of his stuff again in a minute, but make sure you check out our YouTube channel. I've got a new video coming out soon. It's going to be our first major video that we've done just specifically for YouTube exclusively. It's on an interesting topic about television and movies. So, nothing about a specific film or TV show, but you'll enjoy it, that I wrote and produced recently. So, anything else, guys?
No.
Okay, so Ryan, let us know where everybody can find you and listen to you and everything.
You can find me on my website, www.newrealmsmedia.com. You can find me on all the socials at New Realms Media for all of them, including Hive. And I also have a Letterboxd account, letterboxd.com/RyanWatches. It's where I post my current movie reviews because I really don't have time right now to do video movie reviews, especially given I have 2 videos that are long overdue that I want to get done.
And you do host the on your YouTube channel. That's New Realms, right?
Yeah. Yes. Everything's at New Realms, including my YouTube channel. I also have Spoiler Alert with me and Dustin, where we break down big ticket movies as they happen.
Yeah. I've been lucky to be a guest on their show a couple times. It's been pretty
Yes.
fun. I really enjoy being on their show. It's probably my favorite guest spot that I've ever done on the podcast or talk show.
I am beyond touched.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I'm beyond touched.
Thank you. Yeah, because I've done a few here and there, but you know, you guys are fun. Not that I'm saying the other people aren't fun. Don't get me wrong, people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But make sure for us, you know, like I said, check out our YouTube, which is hopefully going to be growing soon. We got a lot of views on YouTube recently for the audio of Christmas Project for some reason. That kind of blew up. I mean, it's only like 300 and some views in like a few days, but I don't know why, but like
it's the algorithm. You never know.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
Ashley Scott reach out to you guys or something like that?
What's that? Oh yeah, she did. That was about Christmas Mail. One of the stars of the movie.
She kind of got mad that we made fun of it.
Ashley Scott kind of got mad. She's like, "How frosty of a failure was it?"
Well, that's what happens. Like
I'm a big fan of Ashley Scott, so it was kind of like
you make a pot. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying it was kind of a double-edged sword there because I'm a big fan of hers. The fact that she communicated to us in some way, because I loved her on Birds of Prey, the TV series, and she was also really good in was that Jericho, the TV series. So yeah, it's kind of disheartening when she didn't like my post, but I don't blame her either, because if somebody did that about one of the movies I directed or acted in, I'd probably feel the same way. So
yeah,
I mean, I always kind of do this thing where I do like the self-deprecating humor in these these podcasts where I'm like, well, you know, at least they're paid actors and they're making a living doing this. I'm like, I'm just, you know, making fun of shit on the podcast, you know? So it's like,
it's true,
you know?
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that just to say that. I'm like, I'm actually genuine when I say that. I'm like, well, they still found a way to do what they love and get paid for it. So
I mean, that's one thing that I've always thought, you know, no matter how bad a movie is, people spent time and they made it. And at least they made something and weren't destroying something.
Well,
some movies can do that.
In most cases, but with Christmas Vacation 2, I think that's the exception to the rule. This definitely could have not existed, and the world would have been better off for it.
They did destroy my holiday spirit.
If anyone comes at you and goes, "How bad of it was," and like, well, in this case, I'm going to say, "Fuck you! You shouldn't have been involved in this movie." But yeah, you know, so.
Should have rethought that, but I guess you know you needed the money, and so
true.
But be sure to check out our TeePublic, our Patreon, all of our social media. It's all linked in the show notes. You know, all the Facebook and the TikToks and the Yik Yaks and whatever the kids are doing these days. We got something on there. I don't know what they're called. I'm an old man. You know, want to thank Ryan for being on the show. And,
glad to be on here.
Always one of our favorite guests. And hope to have you back again and maybe Dustin sometime. And remember that I love you. Sesame loves you. I'm assuming Ryan does. He may. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him.
I'm feeling the love.
Okay. And bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.